Welcome back to Terror by the Bay. I'm David. Okay. Bunch of developments in Signal Gate over the day today. Senate Armed Services Chair Roger Wicker, a Republican, and ranking Democrat Jack Reed have called for an investigation into the Signal chat incident. However, several GOP senators on that Armed Services Committee insist that it's, quote, time to move on, unquote, from the controversy, arguing that it won't happen again and that officials involved have learned from their mistakes. God, where have we heard that before? Susan Collins seems to come to mind on that one, you know? Impeachment, stuff like that. Where have we heard that before? Thing's not even a week old, and they want to move on from it. It's a firestorm that they don't want to deal with. Now, among those calls was that the Armed Services chairs were talking about that they want an inspector general to do the investigation. Now, in my reading with Gary and one I did last night, I kept saying I see like a special counsel or something like that. It's probably the inspector general that I'm picking up on. I think they will get an inspector general investigation in this, and it will be effective. Remember how Trump tried to get rid of all the inspector generals and the judges saying, no, you got to put them right back where you found them. You can only fire, it's like you had to fire for cause or something like that. You just can't willy-nilly fire them all. It's almost like Trump expected to be investigated throughout his entire presidency. Who knew? Don Jr.'s out there saying that the reporter that was included on it is a Democrat who contributed to Democratic funds and candidates. So, and if he was, why was he being invited into this group chat? You thick idiot. What else is going on? It's looking like Mike Waltz, the reading from last night, Mike Waltz is preparing to be fired. This is going to be one of those ones that, if Trump's going to look for a scapegoat, he's going to throw Waltz under the bus and hope that that's enough. It's not going to be enough. And lastly, and most entertainingly, and I'll be reading on this one, Pam Bondi, the Attorney General, the very serious Attorney General, according to Joni Ernst. No, I'm sorry, that's Hexus. She's saying she's still has confidence in him. But no, Pam Bondi was out there and was asked a very simple set of questions. Is the DOJ, have they started investigating this issue? If they have, why? If they haven't, why not? And she basically said, what about Hillary? She said there was no classified information. The only thing we should be talking about is how successful this is what I get for her, the Empress. How successful this operation was, and what about Hillary Clinton and her emails, and what about Joe Biden and his classified documents that were in his garage that Hunter Biden had access to. This is the Attorney General of the United States towing the Trump line like she's a Fox News mouthpiece. It's hard to believe that somebody could potentially be worse than Matt Gaetz at the Attorney General position. Remember, he was going to put Matt Gaetz in there. And the Attorney General is supposed to be nonpartisan, separate but co-equal branch of the government type of thing. And this is what we get. A mouthpiece sycophant for Trump. So, the guillotines can't come out soon enough. The heads can't roll fast enough for this administration and the just abject corruption throughout. But I want to read on Pam Bondi right now and the energy around her. Clearly she was repeating the Trump playbook there, but she doesn't need to. She's got the job. Why would you do that? So let's look at the energy behind it. So for entertainment purposes only, Pam Bondi, what's the energy around her with this? Well, there you go. The Empress, at the core of it, we have the Devil card. The orange guy himself, crossed with the Two of Wands and the Four of Swords. Remember, everything Donald Trump does is a quid pro quo. He negotiates in two manners: extortion or leverage. This is going to be leverage. I got you that job. If you want to continue doing this work, you are going to support me on this. Yeah, she probably already was reminded and threatened, just like, do me a favor, let this one die. Just ignore this investigation. You can do investigations later on, but ignore this one. Pete Hegseth, great guy. You shouldn't look into him. Look over there. And there we go, Empress. Lazy, entitled, arrogant. She is undeserving of this position. Absolutely undeserving of this position. That doesn't mean she wasn't qualified. She has the education. She has qualifications from her work thing to do that. Qualification-wise, she's probably a solid candidate. Maybe not extremely awesome. I think she's also fairly early in her career, so she's a fairly young attorney general, but we won't hold that against her. She could have been brilliant. But she's not. She certainly is lacking ethics. I'm wondering if the Seven of Cups card will pop up here anytime right now. Current situation is the Five of Swords. I'm going to use this as the full-throated, pardon the imagery there, support of Donald Trump on her behalf. Maybe she's drunk deep from the Kool-Aid too, but literally repeating the Trump line that there was no classified information. What about Hillary and her server? What about Joe Biden? You should be praising Donald Trump's successful actions in Yemen. None of that answered the question. Overarching energy is the Death card. Yeah, I think she was basically threatened pretty early on that you don't support me, you're going to lose your job. Kill this investigation. I think she's just trying to get this investigation killed and over with. Basically, not even started. The lesson to be learned is the Five of Wands. The brouhaha that's going to come from this. You live by the sword, die by the sword. This did nothing to reassure the American public, or the cats, that she's anything but a corrupt official. If anything, she stoked the fire. Outcome is going to be the Ace of Cups. Well, her passionate support of Donald Trump, this one's probably going to come back to bite her. There's going to be a lot of sound clips as this investigation progresses. I think she's going to have a lot of regret because you've got this great thing of like, we don't need to investigate it. It was not classified information. It's, what about Hillary? What about Biden? You should be kissing Trump's butt. Oh, that just looks so professional. I'm so fed up with this administration. Barely 2 months into it. Will the Department of Justice start an investigation into this? Actually, yeah. Will the department, and could you frame it as a result of the Inspector General's investigation? Will the DOJ be forced to investigate this? Is there going to be a DOJ investigation? A little four-carder on that and see what we get. Current energies, things can change. Nope. Corruption. Double card again. She's stuck. She can't. She's kissed the ring, basically. If she does, she's gonna walk. If she announces that there's an investigation, if she announces there's an investigation, he's going to fire her. So disappointed, had such high hopes for her. Just she might be put into. She won't do it voluntarily at this point. If she does take actions like she is, he's gonna fight. He's gonna ask her for her resignation. She's stuck. If she wants to keep her job, she can't do this. But I don't think she's going to get a choice on this one. I think Pam Bondi is going to be out. Now, between the 5 of Cups and the 8 of Cups cards in there, failure to investigate will probably get her in worse trouble than investigating it. Inspector General investigations. Will that happen? How will it pan out? Inspector General investigations. At least one Republican senator, Roger Wicker, is doing the right thing. God, isn't it great when we can count them on one hand? And the fingers on one hand. Corey Mills and Rich McCormick in the House said there's no need for a House investigation because the Senate's doing it. Jeez. Okay. Inspector General investigation. Let's give some insight on that. The Moon card. Looking in the secrets. Yeah, there we go. Your Jack Smith style investigator is going to be looking at the secrets that's going on with this. Oh, there is just a hornet's nest under this. There's going to be a clamoring for it. People want this. Even eventually Republicans will say, just do the investigation and, hopefully you find this is an isolated incident. You fire Mike Waltz and reprimand Pete Hegseth and be on with your day. There's a bunch of evidence. God, there's a ton of evidence to look into this. There could be money involved too, but I think this just means there's a lot of there. They're gonna. God, these are great. This is gonna be just like a Jack Smith investigation. These are Jack Smith cards. Sword of Truth coming out there, investigating what's going on with like the nepotism, the briberies, the amount of evidence. It's gonna be the person they're gonna get to it is passionate about what they're doing. The pure, if they didn't pay the person, they do it out of principle. That they want this thing investigated. The lesson to be learned is the King of Cups. Just the overall immaturity of the Trump administration. I do have this as a Putin card. Putin may be involved in this one as well. But, I think this could be, Trump in the immaturity just generally of the administration. Could also be describing this person as a tough but fair arbiter of the facts. Outcome is the Two of Swords. Get a qualifier on that. You're at a crossroads once this person's done. There's betrayal and disappointment. This could be like, a cat jumping up on your table when you're trying to read. This could be a betrayal of the country in the classified secrets. Absolutely could be that. Or there could be something that stymies the investigation. It's a nightmare. And there's a celebration. Again, it could go either way with that. You can come on down, please. Thank you. It could go either way with that. These could be what they find out is the betrayal to the country, the intelligence nightmare that it is. But, God, who's celebrating? This investigation is going to reveal a lot. If they try to kill it, it's a betrayal to us, and the Three of Cups will be those killing the investigation celebrating. But I'm thinking more and more, given this person's personality and their drive and the amount of evidence that's lying around, what we're going to find out is just kind of how pervasive this problem is. and who's been like the Three of Cups could be there's three people involved in this in a very corrupt manner. And I would venture Mike Waltz, he's a throwaway. I think the three big ones are going to be your Secretary of Defense, Pete Hegseth, Tulsi Gabbard, and John Ratcliffe. Those are your big three. Your Director of National Intelligence, your Director of the CIA, and the Secretary of Defense. I think that's where the corruption starts there. Goes up to those levels of stuff. Yes, Nico, you can now join us because I am now done reading. Thank you very much for watching this video and supporting my channel. I appreciate it. This reading is for entertainment purposes only. And for the cat lovers out there, here's your black cat. His belly is bare because he had an ultrasound done a week or two ago. And so they had to shave that area in order to be able to do it properly. So thank you again. I'll catch you on the next video. Take care. Meow.